Good evening, and welcome back to Completing the Dreamcast, the series in which I rank every single game and experience all of the highs and lows. I'm doing this to avoid losing 6 million more League of Legends games, and do something productive instead. On the last video we got up to the G category. Time to knock out some more letters. When it's all said and done, we played some great games. These top 4 were the pick of the bunch. However, it wasn't all sunshine. We also played some god-awful games. My least favourite was Dragon Riders, a game where you don't ride a dragon. Can you believe that? Just want to quickly say thank you to everyone who left wonderful comments on the last video. Thank you. Without further ado, let's go. Holy fuck! If you're gonna open your game with a guy with a V12 machine gun, I'm hooked. The people who rated this game when it came out have lost their minds, man. It is good. This is what the Dreamcast's about. Some batshit crazy game you've never even heard of. I'm blowing people's heads off as bootleg Harley Quinn with a bazooka. I'd never heard of the Heavy Metal series before, so I wasn't familiar with any of the characters. I've seen this guy's face before though.
It's the Jonkler. Harley Quinn at home versus the Jonkler.
The Jonkler took no prisoners, let me tell you that. This was the first part in our game mode where I had some trouble. Mercilessly gunned me down. Oh!
The Bagman got done in by the Jonkler. Point of view, you live in Croydon.
At one point we both managed to run out of ammo and it turned into a fist fight. One criticism I will give this game is I think it really misses a ring out. If I could punch this prick off the side, it'd have been so much better. But that really is my only complaint. I love this game. They should make some more modern arena fighters. With the combination of a jetpack, a laser sword, and a rocket launcher, I was finally able to take down the Jonkler. After I sliced this bastard's head off, I moved on to another fight, but this proved to be my last. The duo of Cassie and Stab was just too powerful. If there's any good modern arena fighters, please let me know. I'd love to play a ranked online version of this. I'll do anything to not have to play with junglers anymore. I'm gonna stick this game in the A tier. Gauntlet Legends. The next game is always a mystery. Could be this. Could just be Resident Evil again. Or if you're really unlucky, this is a bit like if Dungeons and Dragons met Castle Crashers. I fancied shooting some fireballs, so I picked myself the wizard. But unfortunately, he only knew Magic Punch. I won't go too hard on this game because it's definitely meant to be played with multiple people. I can't do this game the justice it deserves by myself. There's only so many heads I can smash in before it gets boring on my own. If anyone's played this game with a full team with a knight, an archer, a priest and a mage, please let me know if it was good. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and put it in the crazy tier. What the fuck is going on? Bullet hell is not for me. Headhunter is an action RPG that's either really hard, or maybe I'm just really bad.
What?
Wait, this is like Halo 1.
Halo? Yeah.
It's exactly like Assassin's Creed.
Did he have to do the role?
Against the unarmed guard. Wait, this is Halo 1.
Oh, this is peak Japan bad gaming.
I wish he were good at games sometimes. I think he's having enough trouble with the first enemies as it is.
Why is the default exit?
Because it knows you should stop playing.
This is one of those games where the story is absolute bollocks, so we decided to just be confused and skip ahead.
Guys, what? Why is he just GG? Why is he just GG?
Is the same thing gonna happen again while I'm in the hospital?
Holy fuck, it's like Metal Gear Solid.
It was a brave choice to use live action and animation in the same shot.
Very lifelike.
Oh, okay.
How the fuck did he get here?
This is GTA, this is Vice City.
There's some interesting stuff you haven't looked at.
You skipped too much, man.
This is exactly how James walks around the house. There's fucking jeans and moccasins on.
I don't have moccasins, mate. I walk barefoot. A barefoot jeans, no shirt on.
You're fucking wrong, man. After playing Cludo around the villa, it was finally time for some more action. Holy fuck.
Oh, I'm on a bike, mate.
Turns on a dime.
It wouldn't be a Kamak Money game. It found some shit driving.
This game's really weird. It's like they tried to make Cool Guy Simulator. It's not terrible, but it's going in
That's me.
James, do you notice that the zombies are wearing fucking jeans with no top on and no shoes? The House of the Dead 2. Hope you guys have got some pound coins. I don't usually like arcade shooters, but House of the Dead 2 isn't really an arcade shooter. The shooting is something you do in between listening to the voice lines.
This is the best voiceover right here.
I don't want to die. My God.
Help him! Okay.
There's no animation or delay for reload, so the best strategy is to give yourself carpal tunnel by spamming both buttons at the same time. Unfortunately, you lose a life every time you shoot a civilian or a non-zombie, which sometimes happened. Oh shit.
Fucking moron.
Don't help him. Don't help him, you get a better side area. Because he opens up this door for you.
How could anyone do this?
He fucking did it himself.
Even though I had the difficulty set to very easy, this game isn't easy. But to be fair, the zombies weren't the problem, it was me. Oh shit!
You executed
a
it.
fucking headshot.
How could anyone do this?
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's a bit rough around the edges, but this game's charming enough to be fun. I really like the ending details like this too. I'm gonna whack it in the A tier. Quiz. Can you guess the Dreamcast track with the instrument removed? 3, 2, 1, go! Let me direct your attention to the F tier quickly. It may seem that all boat games are terrible. However, there is one. I've never played Hydro Thunder, but it's easily one of my favourite games now on the Dreamcast. There's no tutorial, no intro, no story, no scrolling wall of text, just fun from the start. You go around the world in high-powered jet boats, doing some crazy shit. Even the pirate ship gets in on it. Holy. I really like the inclusion of the tour boat that goes 250 miles an hour. Each stage has a different boat that comes with you. And they're great, all except for this fucker. Who knew the Greek Coast Guard was such menaces? All of the tracks have their own learning curve. The replayability comes from the difficulty. It might say easy, but they don't mean it. In the medium tracks, you have to finish in the top 2 to advance. And that was no easy feat. Fuck off, you cunt! You cunt. You have to hit 99% of the boost pads, or you won't even stand a chance of finishing in the top 5. You'll play each race a few times just trying to locate them all before you can seriously consider a win. Heaven forbid you even miss a mini one, you'll be fucked. It is rewarding to master each track and figure everything out, but it is brutally hard sometimes. You never know if you've done enough on the Greek race until right at the end when you fly past everyone at the finish line. And sometimes this big boat bastard f***s your entire plan. No, I'm fucking tired. No! No. Go! No, it's this fucking purple cunt shit just in front of me every fucking time. Oh!
Wait.
Holy shit, no, I fucking skipped the second place. I got the first. Incoming! If you've ever wanted to play an aggressively boring, but actually not quite bad, tower defense game, I've got the game for you. Incoming handles really well, but they made it so boring. I don't know how they did it. It's just nothing. At least there's plenty of aim and break.
Incoming.
Wait, he said the title. The cinematic camera was interesting. Finds itself in the boring tier. Iron Aces! Now by this point I'm a bit of an expert at Dreamcast aviation. I played Aero Wings 2, Deadly Skies, but Iron Aces has to take the cake as the fucking worst. None of the simulation or insults to Aero Wings, but none of the flair of Deadly Skies either. The only thing it had going for it was this teeny tiny trick up its sleeve. Oh, it's a kill cam. Oh, okay. COD 4's got nothing on this. It was so thrilling, this was our conversation.
Now, would you have a pet chicken?
I would have a pet chicken, I'd be clean.
I have a pet chicken. It's called James. Maybe you need to fly into it.
He was wrong, and this game sucks. Jeremy's Supercross had some issues, shall we say. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but the thing I love more is JoJo's Venture. I was really looking forward to play this game, and I just can't lie to you, this is mediocre at best. It had so much potential, but it just looks and feels like an NES game. This doesn't come close to any of the Capcom fighters that I've played thus far. The references, roster, and stages are all amazing, but it just sucks! There's only one JoJo game on the Dreamcast, and it's the second best game with Jotaro in it. The stand mechanic is really good, it could be super interesting, but when you break someone's stand, it just comes back instantly. There's very little punishment for using it, and not many reasons to not use it. And I'm all for fighting games trying something new, but removing blocking altogether is a bizarre choice. Oh fuck, what's happening? I wish this was good. It pains me to put it here. Kao the Kangaroo. Believe it or not, this is a Polish game. Somewhere in Krakow they decided that they must need Crash Bandicoot, but he's a kangaroo and he's wearing boxing gloves. We're on a bit of a dry streak with these games, aren't we? Nothing's jumped out at me for a long time. I bet none of you had any idea that a Switch game for this came out just a few months ago. There's just no way you've heard of this franchise.
That's a sinister looking mushroom.
I thought it was a kid's game, but the death animations are kind of...
Wait, that's diabolical.
Oh my god. No, there ain't that many levels. No, there is...
What is that final one? Is it just a man with a shotgun?
From the start with... Who did they make this game for? I don't get it. It's too frustrating to be like a kid's game, but like, who's picking this up off the shelf? The hardest part of this game was getting on the bastard glider. Somehow they made it like it's on ice, in the air. Nothing about this thing works. Nothing. And if you're unfortunate enough to run out of lives... No, you can't make me start the whole game over again, it can't. There's just...
Surely.
There's not a chance. There's not a chance, that's how... No. What? Test drive Limon. Forget about the gameplay, listen to the music, man. But back to the gameplay, there's nothing to write home about. This is a box standard racer. I hear that Metropolis Street Racer is the best driving game on the Dreamcast, but it needs to be a damn sight better than this. For a game whose namesake is Le Mans, I don't think they did Le Mans very well, which is a big problem. And there's a puny selection of cars too. Fucking nice music though. I love this game, but I can't tell you about it because James kinda took control for this one. I feel like a prick calling this guy Foghorn Leghorn.
I say, you're pissing too darn loud, boy. It's late at night and you're pitching right in the center of the bowl. Like a fried chicken in there. You're gonna piss on the side, boy. Make it a stealth mission.
You might not believe me if I told you that this is one of the games I've played most during this series, but I love it. It came out on the Dreamcast and the PS2. Some people prefer the Dreamcast port. The menus were really thoughtfully animated on the Dreamcast port compared to the PS2. But the soundtrack doesn't compare. Listen to this. Rest in peace, Mel Blanc. This game wouldn't be half as good without his voices.
A man's got the blicky. He's got the blicky tongue.
Yeah, man's got the blicky.
I say, I have been known to be partial to killing an app, boy.
It might just be a kart racer, but there's so much time and care put into all of the animations, characters and staging. People cared when they made this game. Look at this little detail.
Holy, Madman, you're getting fucking beat.
I love gallery features like this too.
That's some dexterous action you got there.
Oh shit, you're playing Legacy of Kain. Alright, it's about to get real.
Why does he look like he's been mewing for fucking 500 years?
My lord, have you been looksmexing?
Some years.
Legacy of Kain is a brutally cryptic third-person adventure game. I spent the entirety of my first play session just trying to maneuver around the starting area. There is absolutely nothing in the way of instruction. I wouldn't say the bare minimum is explained, but you can wave dash. The core gameplay mechanic revolves around switching between the light and the dark realm, which took me all too long to figure out. Be careful not to fall into this water, it will really inconveniently put you back in the shadow realm. I absolutely adore the sound and setting of this game. It's designed perfectly. One massive problem I did run into is that the game doesn't tell you any buttons to press, which is a really big issue when you're trying to swap realms. Oh.
Thank Christ!
Yeah, you're in the wrong realm.
So you know what's funny though is so I pressed A to use it, but you had to press X to use it. But after I'd figured that out, I was unstoppable. It was plain sailing from there on out. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I did like the combat mechanics. Essentially, you have to kill your enemies and then finish them off with light or fire. Hitting the fire does help. Once you've done that, you can then suck out their soul to regain your HP, which slowly drains. Once you acquire the stabby stick, the game becomes a lot easier too. The game has a bizarre sense of scale. There doesn't seem to be any levels, you just continuously go.
What the fuck?
The game really shines when you're exploring or fighting enemies, but the puzzles, I'm not so sure. I had to recruit 3 of my friends just to get through some of the most basic fast puzzles.
And again, you need to kill him and then suck his soul out.
It did take me and the boys a grand total of about 3 hours to get to the first boss.
Right, no, but it has to be in the proper, like, orientation. That's the thing.
Puzzles just being 1% more clear would make this game so much more enjoyable. Just get me to the boss, please.
What if no?
Okay.
That's gonna spawn the boss.
After an eternity, I did make it to the boss, and I won't spoil it for you. If you like the look of this game or like the atmosphere or just want to be a vampire, give it a go. I'm going to put it in the A tier, it just creeps in. Magforce is like a game that if you wanted to play air hockey but also wanted it to be F-Zero, this is what it would be. Unfortunately, it has about 2% of the fun of F-Zero. The weapons do a whole lot of nothing, and the tracks are pretty bland. And for the Dreamcast, it usually makes up on its soundtrack, but this is nothing to write home about either. You know what, it feels like a bit of a tech demo. There's no actual substance to the game, but it runs and performs and drives amazingly. Just don't get stuck in this loop. Mr. Driller! Mr. Driller is just Tetris with a drill. I think I remember my nan playing this. It's a little bit like Choo Choo Rocket. It's a fun little minigame, but there's not a whole lot to do. Just don't get crushed by the falling blocks. I'll whack it in F. MTV Skateboarding is where things got really weird. I thought it'd be a Tony Hawk's clone. But it's whatever this is. Ninja woman riding on a spring ball? I really don't know what's going on here. It was good enough, but just not what I was expecting, you know. Don't know. What a boring, I guess?
It's really powerful, especially against living things.
Would you believe me that this game had 4 cutscenes before the game starts? Everyone gets killed by Russian Gorilla Man. And then you must pick up the shiny sword to take him down. I was really expecting another lackluster JRPG, but I was pleasantly surprised. I don't want to say every game is like something else, but this is like Red Steel. It's interesting to see where these newer games got all their inspiration from. I had a good amount of fun with this one. It did become apparent though that the Dreamcast really needs 2 sticks. You can't see what enemies are above you before you go up the stairs. Especially when the enemies at the top of the stairs have rocket launchers. After my 15th death, I decided to run past most of the enemies. I can't say I'm probably going to revisit this game, but it was fun while it lasted. I ran around and chopped some people up, and had my fun. I'll stick it in the tidy tier. MDK2 is another reminder to not skip too many cutscenes, otherwise this will happen. Immediately I faced one ginormous problem. The Dreamcast has no right directional stick, so half of the game is played on the left hand side of the controller, and half of the movement is played on the right hand side of the controller. Using A, B, Y, and X to maneuver left, right, forward, and back is extremely disorienting. Especially when you consider that you need to aim with the left stick, jump with the left trigger, and then fire with the right stick. You're pressing so many buttons at once, it's incredibly confusing. I'm going to have to check out some speedruns of this game afterwards though, because I imagine it has an incredibly high skill ceiling. The movement options are great, the weapon variety is pretty large, and the lock-on system is really intuitive. But despite all of this, the game is just painfully annoying. I could fully understand that maybe I'm just bad. I'm really good. But this game really just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm gonna whack it in, Metropolis Street Racer is one of my dad's favourite games on the system, and it suddenly clicked. The Kudos system is actually a system from Project Gotham Racing, so this must be the predecessor to those games. Even though I never played this game as a kid, it's got a really nostalgic feeling. At the start you're given the choice of 2 cars. I've already owned a really rusty MX-5, so I'm going to go with the Fiat this time. The game's made out of 3 major cities. There's so many different configurations, it's a really clever way of getting in a lot of circuits without too much work. This is a decent racing game. I like there's little options so that you can have the hood up or down. The graphics are pretty crispy. And the shadows work pretty good, which is rare. I think this game really shines on the nighttime maps, they're so much better. But I just can't shake the feeling that it's not as good as F355 Challenge. I think I played that game too early. Every racer now has to live up to that, and it's a pretty tall order. I do have to give this game a great thanks though. It's the godfather to the PGR series, and I really miss that one. I hope they bring that back. Not to mention a great soundtrack, a very extensive career mode, and a good selection of cars. All in all, it's a good game. If you want a street racing game with a real old school vibe, but still pretty good, this is the one. I'll chuck it in with the mid tiers. Jet Set Radio is a funky, innovative, super refreshing game with an unbeatable soundtrack and amazing graphics. But it has one problem. The game, when you're skating and doing sick tricks, is so much fun. Rollerblading around Japan, with amazing music in the background, is just pure fun in a game. And then you stop and have to spray paint and click buttons and remove all of the speed and thrills. It's so disappointing because so much of this game is fun. You get chased by police and this rogue vigilante police officer with a gun tries to gat you down for doing some street art. And then you have to slowly climb stairs and hop over tiny little obstacles, and it just doesn't make sense. I thought this game would be all about going fast and doing cool tricks, but it seems to be more about navigating through really small places and pressing up and left and right on the D-pad. Can't understand it. The fun part of this game is so fun, But that's not the game. The reboot seems to hone in on that, so I'm really looking forward to those. Look at this. I'm gonna have to put it in mid-tier, I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me. We're officially midway, we've hit M. We're making some good traction. Let's take a quick look at the tier list. Up in S, our new addition is Hydro Thunder. Easily one of my favourite games on the console now. We've still got F3 Far Challenge as the top racing game. I've added a tier in the middle called Pure Frosting. This is the games that are pure fun, easy to just pick up and play, and the name of a great album. I've also added mid-tiers into the Resi clones. MSR stands there now. This is the bare minimum to be good for me. I've also got Headhunter as my favourite game from And my least favourite still is Dragon Riders. No surprise there. This game sucks balls. The S category is where it gets real. This might be a video just in and of itself. Look at all these amazing games. We've got Shenmue, Sonic Adventure 2, Sega Bass Fishing, Sega Rally, Star Wars Demolition, Soul Calibur, Space Channel 5, Third Strike, are you kidding me? Then we've got Skies of Arcadia. I'm so scared for this game. I'm going to apologise to my American viewers. I don't know squat about football. But I do know about the 72 Dolphins, so I had to pick those. I seriously can't explain to you how little I know about American football. And it's kind of disappointing because I think this game would be fun if I did. What the fuck? I'm going to give this game credit. If you want to play an old school NFL game, play this one. I love the crunchy sound effects as you get smashed to the floor. Tackles were very satisfying. I like that it lets you jump on top of people after the ball's been out. Here's what a touchdown looks like if you wanted to see. I'm going to be very generous and put it in the Pure Frosting tier. I think this is fun.
The Nomad Soul.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to break down what I think this game is about. A man comes through a portal and talks to the player. The player is someone
I have very
in
little time.
space.
Here's 16 paragraphs.
You decide to follow the man back through the portal to do something. Once you do that, the man gets attacked by some kind of alien, gets his soul drained, and then the player becomes the man.
Holy shit, it's a hot female.
Then you walk around a dystopian landscape, looking for clues as to who you might be. In 10 FPS, no less. Also, check out the mirrors. After a bit of digging around, you find his apartment. Then you get flashbacks, get beat up by a hologram,
what's up?
and then shag the bloke's wife. Oh, and of course then you take a piss. If you weren't confused enough already, just know that this game has an original soundtrack made by David Bowie. Huh? This game is strangely fun. I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it's the world building, maybe it's the music, maybe it's the character, maybe it's the general confusion of what's going on. But I found myself just wanting to play more. And I haven't felt that for a game on the Dreamcast in a while, especially not an RPG. I might sit and complete this whole game and then make a full-length video about it. It's truly bizarre. I played a good amount, but there's still more to see. Phantasy Star Online didn't work. From the pure intrigue of the last game, somehow we've got onto Pen. This game is a headache in a cartridge. What in the actual fuck is this game?
This isn't a real game.
Why does the ice cream lady have such big tits? I thought this was a kid's game. I think this is a racing game? Maybe? Stroke isn't the controls, it's what you're gonna have after playing 5 minutes of this game. I think by the time this video is done, this will be the strangest game I've played, and I've got Seaman to play. I just can't fathom that someone made this game. A team of people, real people. Look at this little cunt. After the race is done, you go to bed? Look at the state of this thing.
Look at the state.
You can pinpoint exactly when I lost my mind. Get me out!
It's kind of like...
Get me out! I'm keeping this game far away. It's going in the corner by itself. Planet Ring is another game that didn't work. There's a surprising amount of games on the Dreamcast that require internet connection or they just can't play. If you thought online-only games were a problem, it's been a problem for a while. Okay. Oh. Generally, it's a really good sign when you see the Capcom logo pop up. And this game was no exception. Funny thing about this game is it's got insane amounts of Star Wars reference. We fight the Empire.
Wait.
There's a dude with a lightsaber. There's the Cantina Bandman. And for some god unknown reason, I decided to pick the character that sounds like this. All of that aside, I'm pretty impressed with this game. I really like the supers. If you hit someone with this move, it teleports them to a realm. Every character's got a different one too. My favourite character in the game so far is Ellie. Even knowing no combos or anything like that, I can still hit a massive combo. This character is sick, actually. The thing with fighting games is that they've all got their own twist. And a lot of the time, how good the game is comes down to how well they do that twist. Mortal Kombat has fatalities. Fighting Vipers has an armor system. Soul Calibur has ringouts. And this is genuinely up there with some of the best fighting games I've played so far. There does seem to be a recurring theme that all fighting games are generally pretty good on the Dreamcast. Unfortunately, that couldn't be said for all of them. Safely into the A tier. Regina, Carlo, Might, Patty, Satsuma, Gundeath.
Gundam.
It has to be Gundeath. So I don't know whose idea it was to make a very slow floating fighter.
Why are we flying?
In a box. I have to assume this is some sort of adaptation. This can't be an original concept. Like, we slowly float around and shoot a couple of balls at each other every now and then. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a punch. The keen-eyed among you will realise that it's actually Gudeth, not Gundeath. I'm not going to be too nice to this one. I'm going to stick it in bad. Then I had to play Pinball, which was, yeah, it was about as exciting as you thought it might be. Yep, it's Pinball. Do I need to explain myself? It's Pinball. Can you do a sick Project Justice?
Project Justice.
Project Justice.
Holy
Wait,
Jesus.
wait, that's my main.
No. I didn't click this.
I love that it's lady with two blokes.
Capcom coming in once again to save the day. This is a high school tag fighting game, which sounds a bit weeby on paper, but translates pretty well to a fun game. I accidentally picked the volleyball woman who can summon two big blokes.
Oh, team up. Wait.
This is just another Capcom masterclass. You could play just the fighting games on the Dreamcast and have a good time. I do think the characters seem to carry a lot of these games. Not that the games are bad, but the characters are so good. This guy's got a giant barrel around him. As a belt.
Ah!
The special team attacks are interesting.
Edge.
Oh,
Wait,
oh, I just smurfed.
Whoa. Wait.
Oh shit.
Man, you just hair uppercutted it.
Not only that, you can play as normal middle-aged bloke. But we saved the best for last. You can play as the Swimming Man, who has various water-based attacks. Another day, another top-tier Capcom game. Good job, guys.
Welcome to Powerstone War.
Okay boys, strap yourself in. Last but not least, we have got the original Powerstone. I always played a lot of Powerstone 2 as a kid, but I don't really remember playing Powerstone 1 all that much. I've always liked the characters in this game, and trust me, I got plenty of time to test them all out. I think that English really adds to the charm of this game. Now, as I'm talking to you, I've just finished playing. This is the last game, and it's the last one to edit, and I'm pretty excited to release the video. But let me tell you that I'm anything but happy right now. I am so pissed off. I've played this game for so long. You think, ah, the first fight must have been easy. You kicked his ass. And you'd be right. But as soon as you arrive to Londo, things change. This was my first hurdle. I got mercilessly beat down by Falcon.
Oh.
I had some trouble fighting this guy. And I should have been grateful for the difficulty of this fight, because compared to the stuff that's coming later, it was easy. But hey, I was just finding my feet. I mean, I may have used the entire roster to go through the second fight, but that's fine.
Just fucking throwing plant pots at me! Fucking...
Eventually I picked Jack, who I thought was going to be a super hidden OP character. I breezed through the next few fights. I had a bit of trouble with Saluda, especially after he did this to me.
Oh.
But it's fine, no problem. There's plenty more characters, there's got to be another good. So I picked Rogue, and I did alright. Set this motherfucker on fire.
Fuck you.
Okay though, we're finally at the boss. We're on the pirate ship, let's get it done.
Come on.
It took me a good few tries. But with Rogue, Fire, and a little help from the pirate ship, I finally managed to take down Kraken and beat the game. What a relief.
There's more.
If any of you played Mortal Kombat 9, you know where you gotta fight Shao Kahn, and he's just faster, stronger, takes less damage, does more damage. This is the exact same thing, and it is torture.
How long have you been on this game?
51 minutes. It's so fucked. It's lost. Yeah, because his one-shot's me, nice one.
No matter what character I picked, no matter what strategy I deployed, I could not beat this goddamn big bastard. I know that a lot of people that watch this video will know exactly what to do. I know that one of you guys watching this knows what to do. Please comment what it is, and I will take this bastard down. If you've made it this far, thank you. I really mean it. I managed to get up to 2k viewers on my last video, and I really can't believe it. I have so much fun making these videos, and I'd really love to make more. If any of you have any feedback for me, please tell me. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, and please tell me what you'd like to see more of. Next video should start pretty strong. We're going to start with Powerstone 2, and hopefully it doesn't take me 13 hours like this one did. I'd really like to release one of these videos every 2 weeks, but it's probably closer to about a month because I've got so much work to do during the day. I'm hoping that one day, if you guys like this, I can carry on doing it, and then I can do it as a full-time job. But until then...
Please subscribe to Kabagman. Oh yes, hit that little button. Please subscribe to Kabagman, the man with